Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and when you see this video, it will be Thanksgiving. So, first off, happy Thanksgiving, and I pre-recorded this video because I will be in Baltimore at the time of this video when it goes up, because I'm going to the Ravens-Bengals game. So, I thought for Thanksgiving, let's have a little fun. Let's talk about WWE 2K26 and how this could be the most diverse roster in a WWE video game ever. Now, I did talk about the cover star and who could be on the cover. You can go ahead and check that video up here. I'm still trying to figure out which way to point. But as far as the roster, the thing about 2K25 that really surprised me was how up to date 2K really made the game as we move forward, as we move through the year. Getting Aleister Black, like that to me was just like shocking. Like he came back, I think the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and just to get him kind of like as part of a DLC free, I think it was free DLC, without having to wait for next year's game. I mean, that was awesome. When you look at the DLC this year, I mean, the Motor City Machine Guns, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Jordan Grace. This has to be one of the most up-to-date rosters in a video game. Then, of course, you have Brock Lesnar being added as part of the John Cena DLC pack about a month ago. So, like, the roster for 2K25 was already one of the most up-to-date rosters in a WWE video game ever. But 2K26 could be the most diverse when we're talking about potential TNA editions. We've seen Abyss in the game this year in 2K25. We also got a retro AJ Styles that came with his TNA theme. So it's one of those things where I do think more TNA editions or roster additions are very possible. Plus, you look at AAA, I think that's a big possibility as well. And of course, legends, current superstars, whether they're returning or their first time in a game. I'll break down all that here. But before I do, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, as I do produce weekly wrestling content here on this channel. And go ahead and join me Saturday night as I will be live streaming Survivor Series, John Cena's final PLE of his career, as he will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and of course the two War Games matches. So go ahead, join me here Saturday, and let's enjoy Survivor Series. So kicking things off right off the bat, I think you have to look at TNA AAA again right here. Say his name, he appears. Joe Hendry, as of today, as I'm making this video on Tuesday, is already been announced for WWE Supercard. And that's usually an indicator that they might be coming to the mainline console game in the future. I think after Joe Hendry made his surprise WrestleMania debut against Randy Orton, some people wanted Joe Hendry as like a DLC in 2K25. But I think it's clear now that he does have a WWE contract, he will be a part of the game next year. I do have him listed here under TNA because he has been a part of TNA for the most part, and he's been a part of that big TNA NXT showdown stuff. So I do think it's possible we get like an NXTNA DLC pack that could have like Joe Hendry, the Hardys, potentially Mickey James, maybe Ash by Elegance. Mickey James was inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame this year, so that's why I put her on this list. Mike Santana, Moose, Mustafa Ali, and of course the director of Authority, Santino Marella, and maybe Nick Nemeth, maybe Matt Cardona. I know some people after they appeared in the Last Time Is Now tournament may get excited that they might be added to the game, but I think it might be too late. Now maybe Nick Nemeth maybe is a possibility, but I think some people we might have to wait on Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder for later on. But yeah, I tried to keep this list of who the WWE was using in terms of like the primary focus when it came to TNA, and I think that I covered most of that. So if I did miss a name, leave a comment below. And then if you look at the AAA roster, I mean, I only got a few names here that I could think on top of my head. Obviously, Mr. Iguana, one of the most popular AAA stars right off the bat. Right off the bat, from the first time people saw him at Worlds Collide, WWE fans just ate it up. El Hijo del Vikingo, I think he'll be, part of the roster if they do include AAA, because he did become the new AAA champion after he defeated Alberto El Patron. And then, obviously, I think some legends here, which also fit under legends for WWE, WCW, which is Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Conan. I think getting Chavo and Conan would be kind of amazing, especially if we can get a good early 2000s Chavo to pair with Eddie Guerrero. Maybe get Conan from WCW, get the Filthy Animals theme in the game. I think that'd be kind of cool. Then, of course, you got like Psycho Clown, and you could do some other AAA stars in there, but I just went with mostly the ones that I think the WWE was heavily featuring. But yeah, when you look at that list for TNA, you look at the Lucha, the AAA stars. There's a lot of potential for new superstars coming to the game to create one of the most diverse rosters in WWE Games history. Next, let's move on to the legends or returning superstars or superstars making their first time appearance in a WWE game. Obviously, looking at legends right off the bat, honestly, like CM Punk returned at Survivor Series and he made the DLC. He was part of the first DLC pack in 2K24. So if I'm using that timeline, if Chris Jericho shows up, I don't know if he's on. I mean, look, it's possible Chris Jericho pulls a CM Punk. Maybe Jericho shows up at Survivor Series. At the end of Survivor Series, you know? Maybe Jericho shows up that first Raw in January, whatever. Or the Royal Rumble. But either way, Chris Jericho is a potential debut because it does seem as if he is on his way back to WWE and he's finished with AEW. Looking at other legends here, Big Boss Man, the Natural Disasters were inducted into the Hall of Fame. I think that's a strong possibility. Bob Orton Jr. Is one personally for me because I put that on here. I think if we get like a Randy Orton showcase where Randy Orton's on the cover of the game, we could get Bob Orton Jr. as a potential pre-order or unlockable in a Randy Orton showcase. Fit Finley, Michael Hayes. You know, it's weird that the WWE has a lot of good wrestlers as producers. I mean, which is obviously a good thing, but they don't have contracts for like I guess the video game. They don't have legend deals that allow them to be in the game. But I would love to see like a Fit Finley. Give us Michael Hayes. I mean, give me the Freebird theme song in the jukebox. Um, you got Jason Jordan. They've given us Chad Gable 16. Well, we're only missing the other half of American Alpha, Jason Jordan, who is a agent. We know the Hurricane, Gregory Helms. He's an agent, but he's also already in the game. Abyss this year. Even though he was a TNA guy, he is a producer for the WWE. We got Abyss in this year's game. Let's try to get more producers in the game, please. Like a Michael Hayes, a Fit Finley, a Jason Jordan, or whoever else. Then, of course, to the Attitude Era fans, Steve Blackman, who just signed a Legends deal this year. That would be absolutely incredible. I think just to get the Steve Blackman theme song. Again, a lot of these here are just to get the theme song in the game because their theme songs were so good. Ted DiBiase, Tori Wilson. I mean, you could add so much more. I mean, look, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Demolition, the Road Warriors. There's a lot of things you could add. Obviously, it just really depends on the legend deals and stuff. Returning superstars or superstars that may be making their first appearance in a game. Obviously, AJ Lee, Ray Phoenix, JC Mateo, Talatanga, Rusev, Ricky Saints. I'm gonna be curious. Will Rusev come with Lana as part of the video game? Will Lana be like a manager in the game with Rusev? Obviously, then you got the NXT stars: Ricky Saints, Miles Bourne, Blake Monroe, Izzy Dame, the whole faction of Dark State, Hank and Tank, Zarya, Ariana Grace, who was kind of like what does she call herself? The czar of the NXT TNA stuff. And of course, her father is Santino. So, let's get her in the game, along with Santino. And then you got Ren Sinclair. I just went through the rosters, kind of see who was in the game, who wasn't. And yeah, let's flesh out the rosters here with some remaining NXT talent and obviously the returning superstars. Obviously, I thought Aleister Black would not have came until next year, but luckily we did get him this year. So that's why he's not on this list. And of course, to finish this off here, just some bonus additions here, but these are mostly unlockable. These are like hidden models that are already in the game, which is weird. Like they're already hidden, so why not just give us them as playable characters already? Um, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. Let's make it official, 2K. Let's put our general managers in the game as playable characters. Like, even if you make it where in My Rise, our characters beefing with the general managers and we have to, fight them or something. That's how we unlock them. Just do something like that. Again, similar with Ava Rain, the general manager of NXT. Corey Graves, Michael Cole. Again, they have playable models in the game. Corey Graves used to be a wrestler. We know Michael Cole. He wrestled a few times in the early 2010s, but again, just put him in the game. Put them in the game as playable characters. They're already there. So just let us play as them. Kathy Kelly, same thing. She's in the game, but there's a hidden model or something where we can't access. Just let us play the commentators and the interviewers. And last but not least here, let's get some. Let's update our ring announcers here. Let's add in Mark Nash, and of course Lillian Garcia. For those who have retro universes, Lillian Garcia would be a great addition to the game as a ring announcer. So Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying all these guys and women are going to be in this game in 2K26, but my goodness, we are looking at one of the most diverse rosters between three different companies with WWE, TNA, AAA, and if WWE wants to get crazy and put Evolve in the game, I mean, that's four right there. So let me know in the comments below, what wrestlers do you want to see in 2K26? I'll leave a name out. Let me know in the comments below. And again, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And go Ravens.